What's shaking my bacon? Zerato Prime here with Failure Gaming, playing some free-for-all on Summit, my personal favorite map, using the Olympia, probably my least favorite shotgun. But it was the only shotgun I had at this level that I was competent enough to use, so I decided to give it a shot. A little bit about the name. If you've come here expecting me to go 30 and something, full of attack dogs and SR-71s and stuff like that, you have definitely come to the wrong place. You guys are coming here to watch me fail horribly, or to make yourselves feel a little bit better about the way you play, because some of the mistakes I make, and I am the first to admit it, are some of the dumbest things just imaginable. I can't believe some of the stupid things I do sometimes. Something I wanted to talk to you guys today about is something that has been near and not so dear to my heart as of late, and that would be the Nintendo 3DS and just how much fail it can fit in such a short amount of time. I have been an early adopter of most Nintendo systems, if not all of them, since the Nintendo 64 launched. Nintendo 64, you had awesome games such as, I personally like Pilot Wings, and obviously Super Mario 64, very innovative, one of the best games for the system, if not the best game for the system. Nintendo DS, not so much, it kind of petered off. It had a couple decent games on it, nothing really terrible though. Nothing that you would absolutely write off for the rest of eternity. But I would be lying to you guys, and I'm pretty sure every one of you who had adopted early like me would agree that it has been underwhelming ever since it launched. It had Super Street Fighter 4 3D, which, in all intents and purposes, it was a good game, but it wasn't enough to launch a system on. The only other two games that are worth their salt, worth your time at all on this system are Legend of Zelda 64 and Star Fox 64, which are remakes. They have absolutely nothing new about them, nothing special. If you haven't played them before, there's no reason you shouldn't have played them before. I bought Ocarina of Time day one because it's probably my favorite game on the Nintendo 64. I haven't bought into Star Fox yet, though, because it is a good game and all, but I cannot justify paying $40 more for a game that I have played before, and that I can still play. I have an old copy from the Nintendo 64. I can just take that out and play whenever I wanted. They added 3D and the offline multiplayer mode, which is stupid, by the way. They should have at least given us Wi-Fi. Is not worth my money. Another problem Nintendo had day one is they had no eShop up and ready for everybody to use. I can understand kind of why they did it, because we might not have gotten such a strong lineup of games. But at the very least, they could have given us something with bare minimum titles, even older titles from the DSiWare, or whatever it was called. For those of us who didn't want to throw down $40 on Street Fighter 4 or another terrible game, we could have thrown down $5 or $10 on a game to pass the time until we were ready to think about what we wanted and get it. For myself, and I'm pretty sure I can speak for everybody else who bought the system day one, the biggest disappointment has been the price drop. When I heard that they were announcing the price drop however long ago it was, I feel as though Satan himself put on steel-toed boots and kicked my soul in the crotch. If you were on the fence before about getting a system, it shouldn't really be an issue for you anymore because of the price drop. Not only will you be getting the system itself at a lower price, you have a better selection of games now. Not by much, but you at least have something to pass the time until a game you really want to come out during the holiday season is, such as Luigi's Mansion, Kid Icarus, etc. Nintendo did do damage control for everybody who bought a Nintendo 3DS before the price drop went into effect with something that they had called the Ambassador Program. Here are my problems with that. First of all, the savings was $70 or $80, I can't exactly remember. That is absolutely insane. The system has not been out for 6 months yet, and they dropped the price by about 1/3. I could have used that money to buy 2 games I wanted at Christmas, or I could have gone to McDonald's and bought 80 double cheeseburgers. Another problem the Nintendo 3DS had with the Ambassador Program is not necessarily the number of games we got, but the quality of the games we got. 20 games is a lot of stuff for you to play. You will find something you like. You got your classics like Super Mario Bros., The Legend of Zelda, and The Legend of Zelda 2, Link's Awakening. However, you will have very, very bad games on there like NES Open and Balloon Fight, and I don't know about you guys, but I have never gone up to someone and said, hey, I'd love to hang out with you, but I gotta go home and play some Balloon Fight. I'll see you later. The grass is definitely greener on the GBA side, however. You get games like Yoshi's Island, which was very fun. You get Metroid Fusion, which was, for me, one of the better Metroid games that they had made. And you get WarioWare, which I just have a personal thing. I love every WarioWare game they've made. For me, though, these games don't mean anything because I have a modded PSP. I can put emulators on. I could go online to my favorite ROM website, download any of these games I wanted at any time I wanted. The last thing I want to talk about should be obvious to everybody at this point, but it is the addition of the circle slider pad peripheral. Not only does it look hideous, it sticks out like a sore thumb, it requires its own battery. Are you kidding me? This is something that should have been included on the system, that was obviously rushed way too quickly, or it should have been abandoned from the get-go. I can't imagine how furious I'm going to be if I have to drop down however much money to buy this new circle pad because I'm going to need it for an upcoming game I want, like Monster Hunter, for example, which, by the way, I cannot wait for. Or I'm going to need to buy a new system altogether with a second pad. That is absolutely terrifying to me. Well, guys, it's about time for me to be hitting that old dusty trail. Thank you very much for listening to my very first commentary. Hopefully not my last, but if it is my last, let's be serious, I doubt I'm going to be missed. Feel free to subscribe, like the video, all that good stuff. You guys know what to do. Thank you for listening. See you guys later.